Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for April 11th. April 11th is the 101st day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 102nd in leap years, with 264 days remaining to the end of the year. Today's word is fine. Fine is one of those words with lots of definitions. It can be an adjective, an adverb, a noun, or verb. As an adjective, fine can mean all right, well or healthy, as in not sick or injured. Fine can also mean superior in kind, quality, or appearance. Fine can mean very thin in gauge or texture, like fine hair, fine wire. Very small, like fine print. Precise or accurate, as in a fine adjustment. Or ornate, as in fine writing. Free from impurity, as a fine metal. As a noun, fine can mean a sum imposed as punishment for an offense, like getting a fine for speeding. As a verb, fine can mean to impose or punish by a fine. There are even yet more definitions of the word fine, but I think you get the idea. Besides all that, though, fine is a contronym in that it can mean excellent or acceptable, okay or awesome. Fine. Fine. That's fine. Best we can tell, fine comes to us from Middle English, borrowed from Anglo-French, Latin before that. First known use of the word fine ranges anywhere from the 1400s to the 1700s, depending on which definition you're talking about. Fine. And with that, today we're going to talk about the American writer Kurt Vonnegut Jr. He wrote 14 novels, 3 short story collections, 5 plays, and 5 nonfiction works in his 50-plus years as a writer. He also had other writing in the works that were published after his death. Born November 11, 1922 in Indianapolis, Indiana, he dropped out of university to join the Army in World War II. While in Europe, he was captured as prisoner of war, and you can see the influence of his time there in his book Slaughterhouse-Five. He and his first wife had 3 children, and he adopted his orphaned nephews. Kurt and his first wife, Jane, were married 26 years, divorcing in 1971, and he married his second wife, Jill, in 1979. They remained married until his death in 2007. I'd heard of Kurt Vonnegut, but my real introduction to his writing was about 41 years ago when I was in the hospital. One of my coworkers brought me a boxed set of Kurt Vonnegut books in paperback. I thought it odd at the time, but I read those books because what else did I have to do? And after that, I read everything else that Kurt Vonnegut wrote that I could get my hands on. He's very interesting author, interesting material. He's considered one of the most important contemporary writers and is hailed as a dark humor commentator on American society. As an example of that dark humor, in a 2006 interview, Vonnegut said he was going to sue the big tobacco company that makes Pall Mall cigarettes that he'd been smoking since he was 12 or 14 years old. Why? For false advertising. Because, as he said, I'm 83 years old. The lying on the package, Brown and Williamson promised to kill me. What a card. Be interesting to see what Kurt Vonnegut might have to say about the current times. Sadly, he passed away on April 11, 2007 as a result of brain injuries that he incurred as a result of a fall in his home. Fell and hit his head. He was 84 at the time of his passing. Kurt Vonnegut. And that's all I have right now. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a like if you enjoyed this video and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Feel free to share this video with a link in your email, messaging, or social media. If you enjoy this series, you can check out the playlist that includes these videos, and I'll put a link to that in the description. That description lives on YouTube, so for other platforms, I'll include the link to my blog page that will also have those links. My blog is called No Really. You can also find me on Rumble, Parler, BitChute, and Getter. All those links in the description. Alrighty, that's all I can think of right now. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.